Now let's go to the next website, HelloToby. So HelloToby, we have done also for this website the evaluation on the whole funnel. And there are a lot of interesting things that I'm going to share with you. So HelloToby is an Asia-based online service marketplace. So essentially, they connect users to services. Services can be hair salon, can be massage, can be even a plumber, a swimming coach. Here is the flow that we have examined. So we started from the home page, went to the store list, to the store page, to the deal page, booking payment, and payment method. So essentially, we went from the home page to the bottom of the funnel. Just one little disclaimer here. The website constantly changes. So it might be possible that I will, and also they do A/B test. So it might be possible that I will do the evaluation in real time, and therefore some findings that I have recorded before are not valid and there are new ones. This only makes the things more fun. So let's go to HelloToby. So in this specific case, I open my new checklist. In this case, my main task is to cut my hair in Hong Kong. And essentially, I would like to do it today. Take some time to load, but it's okay. So let's go and let's try to find an hair salon. So far, very clean, very clear, very fast, no problem. Okay, now I'm landing in this product list, actually in store list or services list, where I can see all the different salons. Here, one and the most important findings. If you look at this card or tile, there is the image, there are some information, there are many colorful things, including the price, new, trial, Hong Kong dollar, but where should I click if I want to proceed? So this, it means that they are making the user think. Just to mention the famous book of Steve Krug. So where should I click if I want to go ahead? The lack of a clear CTA or a clear button, by definition, decrease the conversion and make the user, do a little bit an extra effort in order to decode your interface. Avoid it at all costs. Create a very nice, very recognizable call to action. Stick to it. Very nice visual treatment, and keep this call to action consistent in all your website. The color, the shape, and everything. So I've included this in my checklist, in hair salon list, and this is for me a very high impact, number 3. And as I say, make sure the CTA is visible, is prominent, and the visual treatment is consistent across your website. Let's continue to take a look at this list. I mean, for the rest, I would say that it's pretty okay. Here, there are the filter on top of it. In fact, I didn't include so many other finds. So let's assume that I want to go to this one, the first one, because it's new, because it's nice, it looks fresh. And I want to go today. Okay, and this is exactly what I wanted to say. Because I wanted to go today, and this is not closed because it's late, but it was closed also this afternoon. So essentially Wednesday, this specific hair salon, unfortunately, is closed. And this is harming the user experience because I have already made my selection. I want to go to Gary Choi, Kerastase, sorry for the pronunciation, but this is closed. So this information should have been provided here, or I should have at least had the possibility to filter by activities or facilities that are opened, but this is not possible. So I would say that this can, in terms of error prevention, I've included these inside the store page, is a violation of the heuristics of error prevention, because potentially they could have avoided my error, and this could have decreased my frustration and increased, in general, they would have made my whole interaction more smooth, more agile. Okay, without thinking about it, let's look at the picture. I want to see a little bit the interior. The picture looks nice. There is also this categorization system that is really cool. But what is it pricing? So how come in the pictures there is pricing? Let's look at it, and it is empty. Okay, this can be improvable for two reasons. Because number one, what is it pricing? The category pricing inside pictures. It is not easy to understand. So in terms of consistency and standard, this category is pretty uncommon. So make sure that your categorization system in the gallery fit the user mental model. And also, another little thing. So here, there is no information that this category is empty. It would be nice to know beforehand, before clicking on it, that this category is empty. So I don't need to look at it and say, oh, it's unavailable. I thought, okay, what is it? But this is another story. So let's go back now to the store detail. Here, there are other interesting findings. Very interesting, and this is something that I saw very often. It's super obvious, but the name of the deal is truncated. So I don't know what I'm going to buy. It's only new customers, minus 10%. Should I buy a new customer for $324? So it's, and in particular, if there are more deals, because for some shop there are more deals, this makes my selection much more difficult because I don't know what I'm going to buy. And other important findings, if we scroll all the way down, okay, we will see there is this Il Colpo group and Kerastasi. So look at the specific design style and remember it. Because there is this border radius, there is this pinkish neon color. It looks like a button, right? It looks like a button, but it's not a button. And we will see that all the main call to action inside a website are treated in the same way. Never do it. Never do it. So because essentially here we're treating something that is a tag and it is not clickable, like the main CTA in your website. This can create confusion, and this can also, decrease your conversion rate. So the tag, they look clickable, as I already said, and I already provide my recommendation. Yep. Okay, this is for another store, but I would say that this is, we already collected quite enough indication, quite a lot of violations. So let's go ahead. I want to book this hairstyle. Okay, this is very, very important. So let's take a look at the deals details. Look at this. Is it clear? So here we have professional haircut for $360. Very good. These are Hong Kong dollar, so it's not that bad. Then professional haircut, shampoo and blow dry for $360. Very good. And then Toby new customer for minus $36. Total $324. Although I'm not, the best in class in math, I can see that $720 minus 36 is not equal to 324. So essentially, there is a problem in the pricing structure. So they are repeating 2 times, that this is my interpretation, repeating 2 times $360 for 2 services. So this little thing that might seem banal can make freak out most of the users out there. That they can start to think, oh, what am I going to buy? How much is going to cost? It's like $720 or is it $320? So for me, this is a very, very important thing to take into consideration, because every time we are going to touch the pricing area, and every time there is a misconception, there are confusing information in the pricing area, people get super in anxiety, and also they start to they leave your website. You are losing users. So really make sure that the price breakdown is crystal clear, because this is a paramount. This is very, very important. Okay, here then we have some information about the label is introduction, that it's a little bit peculiar, I would say, but let's say that it's okay. And then there is an explanation about how to purchase a deal on Toby. So if you look at the step number 1 is read the deal description. Okay, that's quite an interesting, information, but I would not provide this information. So why do we need to specify that the step number 1 is read the deal description? So we assume that the user will read the deal description. Not always, but we assume it. Okay. So now let's decide that we are satisfied that we want to buy. So if we want to buy, okay. So please, I will drink some water. Take a look at this error message. So as soon as I'm ready to buy, now I am already the credit card in my hand. I click buy now. And you say purchase failed. So the website tell me purchase failed. So I made a mistake. Sorry, you need to log in to enjoy this welcome offer. So this is absolutely disruptive for the user experience, absolutely disruptive also for the business. So if I'm about to pay and I click on buy now, you give me an error message with also the word failed. I think this it's quite harming the business and also the brand. So I have included, of course, to make sure that these things is not going to happen again, obviously, because we shouldn't stop. We should never stop these the user interaction with an error message when they're just trying to buy something from us, of course. So, okay, let's close, and I will show you also another store very briefly, because there are quite a few differences. There is one that was my favorite since this one. Okay, here this is different. So, and the first thing that we notice that there are these two icons on the top right corner. One is, I think, a crown. Another one is a check mark. Although I like both of them, but what do they mean? So essentially, we are including some information in our website that are not extremely clear to our users. And every time we're including this information that might be not immediately understandable, we are creating a little bit of friction. Here we have additional information. Here, look at that. The call to action is pretty now clear. The button is visible. Book, very good. And now let's look at this interaction, because this is interesting, very interesting. Ready? Let's click on book now. Now for a second, what do you expect? Just think this in your mind. What do you expect if I click on book now? You have the answer, right? Let's click. Tack. It's an anchor link. Surprise, right? I'm also surprised. So this book now, instead of, making me book something, it is just an anchor link to the deals area. So I understand that potentially they want to bring back the users to the deals area. I understand that. But don't create these, this button, book now, with these specific characteristics that also look the same as these. But actually, the action that has been triggered, it's completely different. So this will never look like an anchor link. And this is, of course, have also a devastating impact on the user experience and on the conversion rate. So please don't do it. Okay. Let's assume that I want to book. Okay, this is also interesting. So I want to book. Now there is date. I want to book for 11th. And then there's date again. Okay, there is an obvious problem of labeling. Not too bad, right? But still, you know, it's a detail, but we should work on this detail. Here, another last two findings. Last, let's say, tab. Again, the main visual treatment for the CTA was a button with border radius pink. And here we have something that looks exactly the same, but is it a button? It is not a button. This is just a sort of header, a sort of image on top of this booking payment. So don't do it. Don't do it. Make sure that all your main call to action have the same visual treatment, and you reserve this visual treatment only to your main call to action. And that's it. And in fact, I've included this inside consistency and, consistency and standard. And make sure that your call to action are unique and are treated as unique in terms of visual design pattern. Also, if we scroll down, we have payment summary. Okay, here is a little bit better than before. The only thing is this floating icon that is not extremely clear. So I do believe the user will not be able to anticipate the content inside this specific floating icon. And therefore, this also can creating a little bit of friction. So always make sure that then people can anticipate the meaning of an icon and evaluate if the information provided, the information that you are providing are crucial at this stage of the funnel. So this is everything for HelloToby. I will give you my main recommendation for this interface. We saw quite a few usability issues or opportunity of improvement. And definitely my main recommendation is make sure, I already repeated this 3 times, this will be the 4th, so bear with me, but your main call to action should have a specific and unique visual treatment. Make sure that this is something that is consistent in your whole website. So we had the border radius pink for the tag, the border radius pink for one image, the border radius pink for something else. So please don't do it.